Hey, how y'all doing? Karma Collector here. All right, two things in this video. There's 2 points to this. Number one, those of you that follow me, you guys know my wife's in the biz, and she told me this is just that she knows from Massachusetts. You guys know I live here in Massachusetts, right? And this is the beauty of living in a wealthy state, right? Massachusetts is Commonwealth. It's one of the wealthiest ones in the whole country, really. But they tax the shit out of us. They tax the ever-loving shit out of us. For instance, cigarettes. Now, my wife and I don't smoke, thank God. On top of the price and all the other, on all the like federal taxes and all the shit, there is a $5 per pack tax on top of it. Our cigarettes here, the regular ones and shit, I don't know how they go really, are like $12 to $15 right here now, because there's a $5 tax on them, right? When I've lived in other states, you know, they're $6 or $7 or whatever. Here, they're 12, 13, 14 because there's a $5 tax on it. That's the beauty, though. They tax us all hell. But my wife told me if they don't, oh my God. If they don't, fuck, I'm sorry, guys. If they don't bring the government back up and refund, federally refund the food stamps. A lot of states, you know, in November, I guess the people are getting them in October. In November, they're not going to get them, right? She told me that she got word that in Massachusetts, the state will fund people that are on SNAP here. And that when the government comes back up, then they will invoice them and they will pay them back. Supposedly. Now, I've only heard for November, guys, okay? So if you're in Massachusetts and you're on SNAP, it looks like if they don't get their shit together by November, at least in Massachusetts, you're going to be all right. Now, I don't know about people being able to get start new applications now or anything. I don't know about that part. But I do know, as far as November, you guys are going to be cool here in Massachusetts. She says, what happens in December? I don't know. Let's hope they get their shit back together, the government, right? Okay, so there's that. I just want to get out to my fellow people in Massachusetts that watch. According to what she's heard here, and it's not just like a rumor, right? She must have seen a memo or something. Massachusetts state government is going to fund them. Okay? But I don't know what happens after November. It would be real shitty for them to just take them in December, which is Christmas. I doubt they'd do that. They'd probably give it to you. I don't know how it works. So they'd probably give it to you for that month too. Then maybe the beginning of the year. I don't know if the government doesn't get their shit together. So there's that. The other thing I want to say is this. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, if you're listening, because I know you always listen, can you help me out with these court orders that Ryan and Ken and all them, the court orders to get the DNAs? Because you can't just bring a DNA in. I'd like to see the court orders because in all the state of Louisiana, we can't seem to find anywhere on record of a Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Gypsy Rose, Alcida, Blanchard, Urker, and we tried them all, and with all the jokers, and there's no one. Why is there no court orders for DNA paternity tests ever? So you guys can say, oh, well, they separated from the divorce. It doesn't matter. It's still a court thing. If you are establishing legal paternity, which this was an illegal paternity, this is not just this was a legal paternity. You have to utilize the court. It has to go through the court, guys. It has to be enforceable. What if one day what if you know your DNA came back that the kid wasn't yours, right? It has to be filed in court, because what if this bitch comes up, some girl comes up 5 years later and says, hey, no, it really is my baby. I want some child support. Then they would have to start the whole process. No, that doesn't make sense, guys. It has to go through the court. And this is how I know for sure, guys. I'm putting out all this personal information that I shouldn't, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't care. When I was in high school, my last year, a girl got pregnant and she said that I was the father. Okay? I slept with her around that time. I sure did, a couple times. But it turns out I wasn't. But I had to get DNA tested. Okay? Now, I'm really dating myself. Of course, this was in the 80s. Okay? This was in the 80s. But back then, they didn't do swabs. They had to draw my blood, the girl's blood, and the baby's blood. And they wouldn't draw the baby's blood until the baby was 6 months old. Okay? Came back, wasn't my baby. But my mother said, you know what, son? You're admitting that you slept with her, right? I said, yeah, right around that time, too. she says, okay, well then, do we want to? We had to make a decision at that point. She says, do we want to risk getting attached to this kid and then having to give it up if we find out it's not, or do we want to not have anything to do with the baby just to save our feelings, and then you not have been involved with your kid's life the first 6 or 8 months or whatever? So we went with, we're going to risk our feelings being hurt. So we had that baby over every weekend. Okay, we did. Another little girl. I guess I don't make boys. I guess I can't make a fucking boy. I don't know. It was another little girl. But I'm going to tell you, man, the very first time she came, my mother picked her up and she said she's as sweet as can be. And she's just, and but she says, that's not your baby. She said right away, that's not your baby. She says, that's not our last name, which can't say on here. That's not a last name baby. That's not. And she was right. But we had fun while it lasted with this cute little baby. And and we actually got kind of excited and wanted it to be in the end because the girl came from a good family, so we knew that we could still be able to do our things and go to college and do all these things, and it would have been okay. It wasn't going to be the end of the world, and we got excited about it. We started getting into this little girl and everything, but it wasn't mine, man. What can I do? But I think we made the right decision, but it bothered me quite a bit actually for a while. But anyway, so what I'm telling you is, the reason I gave you this is it has to go through the court, and it's on there. It's on the court somewhere. Mine is still on there. Okay? Mine is still on it. If you motherfuckers want to get too squirrely, I'll pull that bitch up and show you from in the 80s. It's still on there. And it doesn't have anything to do with confidentiality because the minors don't even try it. It doesn't say the baby's name. It didn't even say the sex of the baby. It says minor child. That's all it says is minor child. It's got my name all up in it. It's got the girl's name all up in it, and it says minor child. It's still on record, and it would be on record in that court. And it's nowhere in all of Louisiana. There's no court order for any of these motherfuckers to be tested. Now, if that doesn't prove she never had a baby, then I don't know what to tell you. And you all can search this shit your goddamn self. You cannot say after that she had a baby, because paternity was in question, and it has to be legally established, and you have to go. It doesn't matter if you do it with the divorce, if it's separate from the divorce. It doesn't matter if two people met in a one-night stand and she gets knocked up and says, look, I want you to pay child support. It's going to go through the court system. Period. There's your fucking proof. And go look it for yourself. See you in the next video. I love you guys.